be 2-0 after the first 2 weeks easily this year.
Welcome to the Bills pregame. Excuse some noted absences, but in their place, Justin, off the couch.
Yeah, I actually had to shave the beard today, you know.
I didn't.
Obviously. But
the Bills won their game.
Holy
crap. Winning record.
Hey, not only do they have a winning record, they have the best record in the NFL based on point differential.
You sure it's not alphabetical order?
Oh no, point differential is a tiebreaker when you're going league-wide.
Excellent. The Bills also have the best quarterback in the league by quarterback rating.
And ESPN total quarterback rating. So, two different metrics. Fitz beat out Brady, beat out Rodgers, beat out Chad Henne.
But we did lose Levi Brown from the practice squad.
Yeah, I don't get that one. Do you?
I don't know. Are we talking about practice squad movements?
Well, hang on. Do you agree that he played better than Thigpen in preseason?
Absolutely.
Then why the hell is Thigpen on the roster?
Because we had $4 million to burn.
Actually, we have probably more than that, but be that as it may.
So, this Bills win. You look before the season, some people might have seen a victory here. I personally didn't. I'll eat my crow.
I definitely did, but...
Does this win mean anything?
Yes, it does. It means 1/16 of a season, so 6% of the season. It means that much. That all said, you get off to a 2-0 start against the Raiders this Sunday. Hey, we can start maybe talking about finishing 500. Not quite playoffs.
I'll tell you who this game did mean something to, and this win meant a lot to Chan Gailey. He went on before the game and said that he would like to win this game playing his old team. And you never hear coaches, or at least coaches in Bills land, talk like that. I mean, having been raised by Dick Geron the past couple of years, as vanilla media presence as there is.
You got intercepted.
Having Gailey come out there and say that, yeah, this game means a little bit more, I liked it. I liked where that was coming.
You know what? If I got fired from a team the week before the season started, I would be doing everything to run up the score. Chan actually
did.
Actually, I wouldn't even call 41-7 a run up. If we got in the 50s, yeah.
We could have 55.
Yeah, we could have, yeah. I mean, that's with Thigpen in the field on the fourth quarter. But yeah, we could have.
So, is there any chance we get to see our backup this time around? Is there any way we can have a second performance like that?
Maybe if Al Davis is returning the coach. I mean, after all, who's Hugh Jackson?
Who is Hugh Jackson? He looks like a Raiders coach, though. He really does.
Yes, because the typical Raiders coach is anonymous. How can we repeat last week's performance?
Well, the line needs to hold up again. Watching the Raiders game this week, Seymour looked like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, so we need to find a way to contain him. He's still pissed about getting cut out of the AFC East, I think. He wants back where real football is played.
Well, yeah, the West Coast teams just suck in general, both AFC and NFC. If the Bills were in either of those, they'd have a legit chance at playoffs. Yes, I said playoffs.
Playoffs?
Beyond that, what about Rolando McClain? Do you think he's going to be an impact?
Playing next to Seymour. Seymour's going to get a lot of the attention. The Bills' offensive line, they show up the way they did this week. We might be able to run away from him. You know, CJ Spiller's fast in the backfield. We saw a lot of good...
Action Jackson ran pretty darn well.
We saw a lot of good misdirection in the backfield last
counter
week.
Plays. And, actually, there was a lot of pulling linemen, especially from Urbic and even Demetrius Bell pulling on a few plays. That was good. Beyond that, one thing that will be interesting to me, at least, is Michael Huff still has a job in Oakland. Remember that he was picked 2 picks before Dante Whitner. And
where is he?
Well, Dante Whitner is in La La Land, you know, out in nowhere. Irrelevancy. Irrelevance. That's where Dante Whitner is. And you know what, Michael Huff? I can't even say that he's been better than Whitner.
But he's playing on a worse team.
Well, that's just it. the Raiders' defense hasn't been that bad. Their offense has been god-awful over the last so many years, especially with fat-ass Russell, you know?
Now, defensively, do you think Merriman's going to keep getting the attention he did?
Oh, yeah. He drew double, triple teams.
He didn't put up any numbers, but he drew the attention. It was clear that the Chiefs knew where he was every time he was on the field.
Well, you also got to see Darius getting a lot of push as well. Chris Kelsey didn't look horrible.
Chris Kelsey getting announced as outside linebacker makes me giggle, but it was good to see him stepping up and making some plays.
The fact of the matter, the Bills are using Carrington as an outside backer as well is just meaning the Bills are committed to stopping the run this year, and it showed, especially with Jamal Charles only getting 10 carries.
Fantastic.
And
but that's a lot because
it's outside of 2 big runs. He did nothing.
We jumped up to a lead right away and took their game plan out of their hands.
I mean, the only time they got yardage was when we were sitting back in cover 3 and cover 4D. So yeah, I can't exactly say that their Kansas City did all that while running. Their numbers stated that they got over 100 yards, but the Bills were already up when they got a good chunk of those yards. Our producer is pointing at something that is just a giant glare. I think it says, "How do we stop Darren McFadden and Michael Bush?" But
they're a lot faster than we are. They're a fast team, and I think where we get the advantage as a physical team, we need to go out and push them around, punch them in the face. Jason Campbell, I've watched him for years in the NFC East. You get some pressure in his face. And,
I'm sorry you watched him.
and you get some pressure in his face, and he falls apart. I like our chances of keeping them off their kilter. Denver's just not good, I don't think. I think we'll be able to...
Oakland, not Denver.
Denver's defense just wasn't that good at stopping the Heyward-Bay, Darren McFadden, Jason Campbell, and I think
even Marcel Reese, their fullback, was getting into the action. So, I mean, the big thing I think would be just try and stop the middle. McFadden's not exactly a weak lane, neither is Bush. They do have a lot more strength than you're giving them credit for, but at the same time, yeah, they both have the burners as well. Be that as it may, Jason Campbell, he proved that he isn't an elite quarterback, but competent when he has time. That's not good enough when you're having a team that can actually rush the passer. I mean, if you have Merriman facing double, triple teams, well, you got 8 guys trying to block or run away from 11 or 10 other guys, and it's not exactly a numbers game there. We have an advantage.
So now it's time for what would be my favorite segment of the week, worse than the Bills, but
everyone is.
Everyone's worse than the Bills. The Bills have a winning record, so until the Bills
actually start losing,
start acting like the Bills, we're gonna have to put worse than the Bills on the back burner.
Well, what we can do at least
There's such a great intro to that too.
You know what? Here's one we could do to replace it for the time being. Rodney McKissick of the Buffalo News was overheard saying, yeah, just watch it. The Bills are going to blow it during the halftime. How many people underneath comment on this? How many of you guys, when did you finally think that the Bills were going to win? At what point? For me personally, I was looking at the 2-minute warning and going, all right, maybe they'll win now. Because
no one finds a way to lose like the Bills.
Yeah, nobody does.
Snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
All right, well, the topic of the discussion here.
Yes.
From
our friend in Tonawanda, what's his name? Dave?
Dave? All right. Dave in Tonawanda, is Fitz good enough to be the future? Well, you know what? One game doesn't prove enough. You got to have more than one. I'd say if he gets a whole season like he played Sunday, well, he'd be Peyton Manning plus infinity there, but if he just...
I'm so hesitant to make a for sure decision on this.
I mean, last time the Bills had stability at quarterback was Flutie, maybe? I don't know, but we always had Rob Johnson trying to come into the lineup. Well, Kelly then.
I very vividly remember telling Brad Ryder as an intern in 2008 that there's no way that Dick Duran wasn't going to win Coach of the Year come week 4 or 5. And he got that contract extension, and look how miserably that went. So I'm really hesitant after week 1.
Our quarterback turned into a vegetable.
Week 1 for our the typical Bills fan knee-jerk reaction. I don't know if he's good enough to be our future. I don't even know if week 6 I'd be confident in saying it. We'll see how this season goes. I like what I see so far. I mean, you have to be a lunatic to not say that he did fantastic this week.
Yes, and this is the first time he's gone in as the number 1. So
Does that make such a big difference?
Well, yeah, because
professionals are professionals.
Well, no, because you get more reps as the number one guy. As a coach myself, my starters get a lot more attention and reps in practice than my backups do. It's just the way it works.
And that graphic means it's time for keys to the game.
He's telling us to move on. Let's go.
Let's go. I think the Bills need to out-physical the Raiders for this game. The Raiders are a fast team. We don't want to get burned on the outside. Let's see Darius Merriman pound stuff up the middle. Let's see Jackson lay out someone offensively. And let's beat them in the physical game.
I agree. The physical line needs to be happening, but I think the offensive side is more important. I think that Wood, Lefitri, and Urbic need to be pushing Seymour and Kelly, make their lives live in hell. I want to see Freddie and CJ being able to run wild on them.
Your picks?
Well, I'm going to say the Bills are going to win 27-17.
I've got the Bills too, 31-19. And with that, we want to know, where is Brian Brohm?
Here's a moment for our fallen soldier.
He would have been the first overall pick.
He would have been.
He would have been.
If he came out a year early. If you know where he is, comment below so we can bring him on this show. We want Brian Brohm on this show. Until then,
have a good night.
Stay classy.